Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. I say that because, the other night I filmed a Christmas show at a Catholic um, kindergarten through eighth grade school. And and afterwards, it's like I was saying goodbye to the choir director. And it's just something so simple. I said Merry Christmas. I didn't really know her that well, but I knew I could you know, I knew I could trust the fact that she wouldn't be offended by it. Because the fact is, nowadays, a lot of people you can't really say that to. And it's such a shame. I mean, I grew up and everybody said it to everybody, even classmates that were Jewish. The thing is, it's like, why? Why do we have to walk on eggshells in terms of not wanting to offend somebody? Why does there have to be so much political correctness when it comes to a holiday that celebrates the birth of the Son of Man, the Son of God? Whether you believe that or not, whether you agree with everything he stood for or not, whether you believe he was real or not, just the fact alone of what he stands for: life, love, harmony, forgiveness, grace. Don't forget about what all the media and all the agendas being pushed to make you not want to follow him, much less believe in him. But what he actually stood for, that's what's being celebrated. We can get into what December 25th actually is. Was he born on that? Probably not. No. Whether the pagan traditions that have infiltrated like the whole holiday around Christmas over the centuries, yeah, that's a whole nother story. The fact is, it's celebrating the birth, whenever it was, of the Messiah, of Christ, of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And the thing about it is, it's such a shame that we can't just feel free to say that, to say Merry Christmas to people on the street. I was just watching the end of It's a Wonderful Life, and at the end, George Bailey's running down the street singing, Merry Christmas, everybody, Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody's like, Merry Christmas, George, Merry Christmas. And it's like, there's no animosity, there's no resentment, there's no being offended by it, because that's not what it means. I get that we all come from different places and we're all searching for the truth, but truth by its very definition, by its very nature, is exclusive. So whether you want to agree with it or not, it's nothing to be offended by. If you don't want to believe it, if you believe in something else, that's fine. But when people are saying Merry Christmas, they are celebrating the biggest truth that there is. That's the truth that's been covered up for so many centuries by so many elite-minded folk who don't want us to know that truth. But I won't even get into that. Here's the thing. Here's why Christianity is so different. And maybe you've heard this before, but just about every world religion is all about you having to do good. What is good? Where's the moral compass? Where's the moral base for what defines good? It changes from culture to culture. It changes from year to year in some of the same cultures. In this culture, what was right yesterday is not today. So where is that moral compass to define good? In Christianity, that is the only religion where it wasn't about you had to be good enough to meet God, to go up. You had to live up to his standard to meet him. Christianity, God came to us. It's the only world religion where it's not us reaching up to God. It's where God came down to us. He gave up his divinity. He gave up his supreme being to take the form of a human, to take on flesh, to give up not just being the Word and the creator of all things. He came down to walk with us in the flesh, to feel the temptation that we feel, to feel the pain. And he took it, and he took it to the cross, and he took it so that we could know what love is and what truth is. It's the only reason. No other religion does that. So even if you don't believe it, at least respect it enough to know that when somebody says Merry Christmas, they mean a good thing. They are spreading love. Don't let the world twist it and make you think that, there's always going to be hypocrites. There's always going to be people that don't understand what Christ really was or who he was or what he stood for. They might be, following him in some areas but ignoring him in others. There's always going to be that because we're all broken. We're all going to be sinning in different ways. There's not going to be another sinless human being until Christ returns. So Get out of your mind the idea that any Christian is going to be perfect and ever represent Christianity and what Christ stood for in a perfect way, because that's not going to happen. That's why we're not supposed to judge others. Christ will do that. Christ will do that on your judgment day. So we are supposed to walk in love and grace, but the world is setting up all these traps that so many people are falling into, pigeonholing Christians as these stubborn, bigoted people who are only following God. You know, we follow the laws set forth by our government, but why can't we from God? They're only there. They're only boundaries there to keep us in line. All the things going on today, all the agendas being pushed, especially in this country, when you see just how out of control society is, you got to start asking yourself, where did that come from? Why are we so confused as people? We don't even know who we are anymore. But bottom line, whether you believe it or not, I encourage you to get in your Bible and read it. Read Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Go to YouVersion, do something. Read the Bible. Figure out who Christ is and why there's a day named after him, Christmas, Christmas. And at the very least, do not be offended. Most people aren't offended. There's a lot of these groups where they're orchestrated. There are paid groups that will, the elite want there to be groups that are anti this and anti that, so they can spread division and then plant seeds in other people's heads to create these movements and these anti-Christ movements, which is going to be end time scenario when the anti-Christ spirit takes over. We're in the middle of that. But for your part, whoever is listening to this, I have no idea. I just wanted to vent a little bit because it felt so good to be able to say Merry Christmas and without worrying about, offending somebody, because this is a beautiful day, whether he was born on this day or not, what it means to celebrate what Christ gave to us, that eternal love, and all we have to do is accept it. So if you see somebody today and they say Merry Christmas, man, just smile and say thank you. And if you're celebrating it, say Merry Christmas too. And, know that it's an appreciation and a show of love about a day where God himself came down in the flesh to die for us. And just appreciate it. Just appreciate the air in your lungs and the wind in your hair and the fact that you're alive and able to walk the earth on this day. That's about it. So God bless. Merry Christmas. I'll see you next time.